Okay, and who's that? Who just joined?
Chastity Bilbo's here.
Chastity and Councilman George? Was that you?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Good evening. I'd like to call the Gautier City Council meeting to order tonight, March 15th at 6:30 p.m. I ask that everyone please silence your cell phones and any other electronic devices. Also, we'd like to invite the audience. Thank you all for participating on our live shot on Facebook. The prayer will be by our planning director, Mr. Scott Ankerson, and our pledge of allegiance will be by Councilman Gordon Gautier.
Heavenly Father, as we bow before you tonight, we give you thanks and honor and praise. We thank you that you are the everlasting God. We thank you that your word says that you'll never leave us nor forsake us. We ask you for your presence here tonight in this meeting. Give our city leaders wisdom and discernment and unity tonight as they make decisions as to moving the city forward tonight in this meeting. And God, we just thank you most of all for your Son, Jesus Christ, his sacrifice for our sins on Calvary's cross. And we ask all this in his name. Amen.
Please join me in pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilman Gautier, and thank you, Mr. Ankerson. That brings us to our agenda order of approval. Do we have any changes to the agenda, Ms. Yancey?
No.
Okay, I would like to add under the announcements, number 6, open ribbon cutting for Garden House Brew Company on March the 30th, 2022 at 11:30 a.m. and they're located at 2015 Highway 90, Gautier, Mississippi. They just confirmed the time today. That's why it did not make the agenda. Any other changes? Do we have a motion to approve with the addition?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Gautier. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman College. Any discussion? All in favor? Councilman George? Motion carries. That brings us to our announcements by our city manager.
Tasty Thursday will be March 24th, starting at 11 a.m. at the Singing River Mall property. Gautier Senior Center and Gautier Tribe will host a health walk on Friday, March 25th from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. at Gautier City Park Fitness Trail. The City of Gautier's 11th annual Easter egg hunt will be Saturday, April 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Singing River Mall property, followed by outdoor movie night featuring Clifford the Big Red Dog at 7:30 p.m. The City of Gaucher's blood drive will be April 6th from 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. at Gautier Senior Center. The community campout was rescheduled to April the 9th at 12 p.m. through April the 10th until 12 p.m. at Shepherd State Park. And as the mayor mentioned, we have a ribbon cutting March 30th at 11:30 a.m. at Garden House Brew Company.
Thank you, Ms. Jansen. That brings us to our presentation agenda, a proclamation in recognition and appreciation of Mr. Bill Martin. Mr. Martin, will you come to the front? And also, we'll have Captain Bevers and Captain Bond. The City of Gautier, Mississippi, a proclamation in recognition and appreciation of Bill Martin. Whereas Bill Martin, a lifelong resident of Gautier, City of Gautier, has devoted his acts of public service to the Gautier Police Department for 22 years. And whereas Mr. Martin served as a full-time police officer for 8 years, followed by 14 years of reserve service. And whereas Mr. Martin's family is known for their volunteerism in the City of Gautier since 1986, where you will find George Martin City Park named after his father, whose mission was to improve the image of the City of Gautier by cleaning the streets, trimming hedges, and much more on his personal time. And whereas the City of Gautier commends Mr. Bill Martin for continuing his family's legacy of leadership and community service. And now therefore, we, Mayor and Council of the City of Gautier, are honored to present this proclamation to Mr. Martin with our continued appreciation and sincere thanks for his dedicated service to the Gautier Police Department and the residents of the City of Gautier, Mississippi. And testimony whereof I've given under my hand and affixed the seal of the City of Gautier, Mississippi, this the 15th day of March 2022, Casey Vaughn, Mayor, City of Gautier, Mississippi. Also, Mr. Martin, we would like to present you with the key to the city. Also, I think Captain Bevers and Captain Bond have something for you.
Yeah, on behalf of the police department, we would like to do this flag recognition for all the years of your volunteering and helping run our reserve division, which is greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
So we would, Mr. Martin, you want to say it? You want to say it?
I'm not very good at speaking, but it's been an honor to serve the City of Gautier all these years. I really enjoyed it, made a lot of good friends, and met a lot of good people. And my wife and I want to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to ask your wife, Ms. Martin.
Terry here.
Ms. Martin, will you come up with us, and then we can get some of the officers who are currently here this night to support you, and the council will stand up, and Ms. Jansen, and we'll get Mr. Danos, and we'll get a photo. A group picture. Let's do that first. He's gonna get
You got a real cameraman.
All right. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
Thank you. All right. Once again, thank you, Mr. Martin. We appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Okay, that brings us to our business agenda. Approval of resolution designated funds received from the U.S. Department of Treasury under the American Rescue Plan Act's State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund as lost revenues under the Treasury Standard Allowance Presumption and related uses. by our city manager, Ms. Polly Yancey.
Yes, Mayor. So recently, the Treasury created a $10 million exemption where if you got less than $10 million, you can claim it all as lost revenue. And so basically what that has done, as opposed to your having to spend it exclusively in the category of water and sewer, it broadens it up and lets you spend it on other things such as drainage and anything that the city would normally spend funds on. So it was very strongly encouraged by all of the webinars that I went to, that if you're able to claim this exemption, which you are, that you do so. We have followed the recommended resolution by the webinar, and you will still have to comply with both federal and state law in the expenditure of these funds, but it does broaden the way you can expend them. So it just gives you more flexibility, and therefore, Teresa and I both recommend that you approve this resolution.
Thank you, Ms. Yancey. Do we have any public comments on this agenda item? No public comments. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the resolution designated funds received from the U.S. Department of Treasury under the American Rescue Plans Act State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund as lost revenues under the Treasury Standards Allowance Presumption and related uses.
We have a motion by Councilman College. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Councilman Elbin. Any discussion, starting with Councilman Elbin?
No comment.
Councilman Anderson?
No comment.
Councilman College?
No comments.
Councilman Gilat?
Yeah, it says in here that we receiving $4.5 million and in 2 payments.
Yes, sir.
Have we received both of them?
No, sir. We received the first payment, and at that time, this exemption did not exist. And they
Okay.
had these formulas that you had to use for lost revenue, revenue replacement. So you did use some of those funds per that formula that was in existence at the time in your current budget. But you didn't near about use all of it. So your second payment comes in July, isn't that right? In July. So the next budget year, you will have the combined amount of what's left over from your first payment and your entire second payment. And so now, due to the passage of this exemption, you have much greater flexibility than you had when we used the budget the first
So
time.
when you're saying next budget year, but are we able to spend some of this money now?
Yes, sir. However, what I would like to do, we're waiting on the state. They have 2 different versions in the House and the Senate, where it is one is a dollar for dollar match, and I believe one is like a 20% match. So what the state is doing is trying to use some of their ARAPA funds so that,
To give us more?
that's right, so yours, if you're going to spend $200,000, and let's say the county has talked about also doing that match, and so let's say they give you $200, then the state is going to match that $400 and enable your funds to go further. So I've kind of tried to wait on your deciding what you want to spend those funds on until I see what comes out of the
What
House
comes
and
from the
Senate.
state?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, good. So we've got $4.5 million and we might get more?
Well, you might get to match
Another
it with
20%
state funds.
more?
We can
Yes,
utilize
sir.
our funds as matching funds.
Yeah.
And make it go further, yes, sir. And
Okay.
you've got quite a few drainage projects that you could really
Hello?
use that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
somebody was complaining in the last couple of days about drainage.
Yeah.
Today,
Not gonna name anybody.
we got some calls today.
Councilman Jackson?
Thank you very much.
Comment.
Councilman George?
No comment.
Okay. Thank you, Paul and Teresa, for y'all's hard work in April, for making sure we can utilize these for the right things that will best be suitable for all the residents of Gautier. With that being said, we have a motion by Councilman College, a second by Councilman Elbin. All in favor? George? Motion carries. That brings us to business agenda item number 2, approval of the professional services agreement between AGJ Systems and Network Sync and the City of Gautier by our city manager, Ms. Polly Yancey.
Yes, Mayor, if you recall, we had this discussion earlier, entered into a contract with AGJ that they could not tell us at the time until they came in and did their due diligence as to what it would actually cost to migrate your email. So after doing the due diligence, she has come up with the cost, which you have before you. Nikki Johns is here tonight to explain it to you a little further. Nikki, if you'd like to take over from here.
Yes, so after thorough discovery and working with Paula and Teresa, we looked at every end user, every PC, every email address that the city had, and when we finished our discovery, we determined that there were only 18 PCs that actually had an up-to-date version of Microsoft Office. So with that being said, if you don't have an up-to-date version of Microsoft Office, your mail will not flow through Outlook like you're used to. So then we had to go back and discuss with Paula and Teresa the users, what they do, decide whether the PCs were shared or if they were used by an individual. And that was how we determined if they needed a subscription version of Office or if it was cheaper for the city to just get an install of the Microsoft Office suite. So we made those determinations. Actually, I think there were also 15 PCs that were using out-of-support operating systems, which an out-of-support operating system won't accept an install or the subscription base. So those had to be replaced. So we were able to get those PCs replaced. Some of them, I believe, were already on order. We got the rest of those PCs replaced, and we determined that we needed 72 of the just standard, business standard Exchange Online plan, and then, 72 of the Exchange Online plan, which is email only, and those will go to computers that have an installed up-to-date version of Office. And then we had 31 users that will go to the subscription base, and they'll just get the subscription version of Office. And that was the most cost-effective for the city. And then the labor to do the migration actually comes out way higher than what we have quoted here. It was well over 100 hours, but we kind of cut it off at that and just said that we would cover the rest under your managed services IT contract. So the migration is scheduled to begin this Friday, pending approval of the quote. We have purchased all the licenses already. Hopes that it would be approved. That way we can get the ball rolling and go ahead and get the migration out of the way. So.
Thank you, Nikki. Any public comments? No public comments. Do we have a motion for approval of the professional services agreement between HEJ Systems and Networks Inc. and the City of Gautier for email migration services?
I make approval of the professional services agreement between AGJ Systems and Networks Incorporation and the City of Gautier for email migration services.
We have a motion by Councilman Anderson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Gilat. Any discussion, starting with Councilman Elvin?
No comment.
Councilman Anderson?
No comment.
Councilman College?
No comments.
Councilman Gilat?
What's next after this? Somebody can answer that?
Well, they will be on site Monday,
Oh, no, we're
and
gonna have.
after that, your
meeting.
email should be migrated, and you should be operating on and you will have two-factor authentication, which will help with the, what is that insurance called? I'm sorry. Cyber insurance, and which will help you. Right now, you can't get that, so you should be good on your email after that.
Okay.
We'll actually begin the migration on Friday.
Councilman Jackson?
So we'll be changing our email, or it'll be the same?
It'll be the same, and that's why the reason for the migration. We have to start on Friday. You won't have access to your email over the weekend, and then on Monday, that domain will be moved from where it is to the Office 365.
In case you didn't get my email, y'all need to come here with your phones on Monday,
Okay,
so they can get your email working on your phone.
okay. That's what I was really
Yes,
saying.
sir.
That leads me to a question. I got it on my home computer too. Am I gonna have to do anything there?
I think she can tell you how.
Is it a laptop?
No,
Or
desktop.
A PC? Okay. I will need to check with my project manager. We can get it on there. I just don't know if we'll have to come set it up for you.
Can he do it through the web
Do it
page?
on the phone, right?
Probably. I'm just not the technical person here, so I don't want to be out of turn because I'll lie to you.
Go back and ask, because I'm sure is anybody else in here got it on their home?
I mean, it'll be there, just
Well, my
configuring
phone
it,
right
like
there.
if you have Office on your computer at
Yeah, I
home,
do. I have,
configuring it through Office, somebody's gonna have to walk you through that.
yeah,
But
that's what I want to
we
know.
can
So
do that.
I do the
What about
phone in
iPads?
here sometime Monday, Tuesday, and then sometime after that can do the
Absolutely.
desktop.
And then Councilman Anderson asked about his
What about
iPad.
iPads?
He can bring it up here, can he?
Bring it. Mhm.
Yeah.
Bring your phone and your iPad. I got an iPad too.
That's what I did last time.
Yes.
I don't have it on my computer.
Okay.
We'll have
Councilman
We'll
George.
have 3 technicians on site, go into each of the departments and they can sit through their department.
What was the time again? Monday?
We'll be here at 8 AM on Monday, so
Till?
we have to be. But if you need a special time, just let us know, just let Paul know, and we can arrange that for you.
All right, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, Nikki and AG, Jay, for y'all's professionalism and trying to make this transition least inconvenience to the employees. And also thank our city manager and staff for their hard work, because this has been an issue. Myself and several other councilmen get junk email city staff, and it's all because it's not like it should be with you all. So hopefully that will address all of our security issues that we have concerns
Paul
with.
and Teresa did a fantastic job. We gave them a few tasks, and they were very helpful, and they knocked it out the park, so. We
Wonderful.
appreciate that.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Councilman Anderson, a second by Councilman Gilat. All in favor? Councilman George? Motion carries. That brings us to business agenda item number 3, approval of the docket of claims. They were provided to us by the city clerk and our Teresa Montgomery and our packages. Also, they were posted online for the public. So that is our presentation. And do we have any citizen comments on the docket of claims? None? Do we have a motion for approval of docket of claims?
I make a motion, we approve the docket of claims, provided that all entries thereon are true, correct, properly entered, and not fraudulent.
We have a motion by Councilman College, a second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Elbin. Any discussion, starting with Councilman Elbin?
No comment.
Councilman Anderson?
No comment.
Councilman College? Councilman Gilat?
No comment.
Councilman Jackson?
No comment.
Councilman George?
No comment.
All in favor? Councilman George? Motion carries. That brings us to the consent agenda. We'll approve all these in one motion unless a councilman requests one to be removed.
I'd like to pull number 4.
Number 4.
And I'd like to pull number 5 just for more discussion. So I didn't get a chance to.
Number which one?
Number 5.
Number 5. So that'll mean we're approving in one motion items 1 through 3 and 6 through 10. We'll approve approval of the minutes from regular council meeting held March the 1st, 2022. Number 2, receive February 2022 privilege license report. Number 3, receive January 22 finance report. 6, approval to allow Cypress Environment and Infrastructure to act as the authorized agent on behalf of the city related to the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources permitting process for the Shepherd State Park kayak launch and boat launch project. Number 7, approval of a business services agreement with Sparklight for Wi-Fi and internet services at Bacot Park. Number 8, approval of a settlement of damage claim between the city of Gautier and Glenn Montgomery. Number 9, approval of a business services agreement with Sparklight for Wi-Fi and internet services at the former Shepherd State Park attendant building. 10, authorization to accept monetary donations for the city of Gautier's youth baseball and softball leagues. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Gilat. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second by Councilman Jackson. All in favor? Councilman George? Motion carries. That brings us to consent agenda item number 4, authorization for retiring Chief of Police Daniel Sellover to purchase his duty weapon in accordance with the Mississippi State Law 459-131, a Glock Model 17 9mm caliber pistol, serial number BTMV 955, in the amount of $1. Councilman Elbin?
First, I'd like to thank Bill. It's been an honor and pleasure serving with you and alongside with the rest of the officers here. You and I served together on the same shift for quite some time, and I thank you for your service. You did a fabulous job for the city, and I appreciate you. And I know in reference to line item 4 on consent, I know it's customary for us to allow a retiring police officer or police chief purchase their service weapon. My question is, will Chief Sellover be here in time for a proclamation be presented to him for his 29 years of
He'll
service?
get recognized for his retirement, as we always do for everybody, but it will be the first meeting in April.
Okay, I know he's gonna leave, I don't know if he's gonna be back.
Well, we had planned to do it on the first meeting in April. Then we were going to invite him back and do a plaque like we do for everybody else.
Well, I just wanted to make sure he's recognized for his 29 years of
Yes,
service.
sir. We've already ordered it.
Thank you, that's it.
You want to make a motion to approve that?
I make a motion to approve line item number 4, authorization to allow Chief Sellover to purchase his duty weapon for $1.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Elbin, a second by Councilman Jackson. Any discussion, starting with Councilman Elbin?
No comment.
Councilman Anderson?
No comment.
Councilman College?
No comments.
Councilman Gilat?
No.
Councilman Jackson?
No comment.
Councilman George?
No.
All in favor? Motion carries. That brings us to consent agenda item number 5, authorization to execute the engagement letter between the City of Gautier, HST Technology Solutions, Inc., and Louis Burbos, Bisgard, and Smith, LLP.
So this was sent to me, it's the first time I've ever gotten anything like this in regards to your insurance. Last year, maybe the year before, we implemented a negotiation process where if they charged you over what the Medicare amount was, approved Medicare amount, we negotiated those claims down for the hospitals or physicians that we did not have contracts with. That includes balance billing for the customer or the insured, which is your employees. So always before, what happens is the company, I can't remember the name of it, HS Technology, would negotiate it, and then when they couldn't reach something, they would flip it to the lawyer. Well, the law firm now wants a engagement letter with the city because we are actually their client. So I talked with Hub, because originally they had some things in there like governed by the laws of California, stuff like that. Hub negotiated with them and got them to change it. So this is basically just an engagement letter acknowledging that if HS Solutions can't resolve an insurance claim through balance billing, they will, that Louis, Brisbos, Bigard, and Smith, or however you say that, will take over. This is included, you're not paying anything for this. This is already included in your insurance. It's just a paperwork thing. So,
Okay. I'll wait for the motion.
I have a question. Pretty well understood everything other than what does PEMP mean? $3, parentheses, PEMP, on
That's
discussion.
price per member. That's just the price
first
per,
remember,
Price what?
the price per person that's in the plan.
Price per employee?
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're paying already. Yes,
It was
sir.
not defined anywhere, and I just...
Yes, sir, I asked the same question to Hub, so.
Thank you.
And then I have one question to follow up on there, and I was going to wait. But matter, it says they have an hourly rate, this legal firm, of $400 an hour. Is that something that the city's going to be directly responsible for, or is that going to be through HST?
HSD.
Okay. So I just wanted to make sure. All right, based on that, make a motion that we authorize to execute the engagement letter between the City of Gautier, HST Technology Solutions, Inc., and Lewis, Brisboe, Bisgard, and Smith LLP.
We have a motion by Councilman College. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Gilat. Any discussion, starting with Councilman Elvin?
No comment.
Councilman Anderson?
No comment.
Councilman College? Councilman Gilat?
No.
Councilman Jackson?
No comment.
Councilman George?
No.
All in favor? Motion carries. That brings us to, thank you, Councilman George. Sorry, I didn't mean to forget about you. Council, our study agenda, number one would be citizen comments. If you have a citizen comment, we ask, because we are live and we do have new speaker system, that you come to the podium, state your name, address, and you have 3 minutes. Any citizen comments? No? That brings us to our city council comments, starting with Councilman Elvin.
Again, thank you, Bill, and thank all these officers out here in the fire department for all your service, and city staff. Thank you.
Is that all you have?
That's it.
Councilman Anderson?
I also would like to thank Mr. Martin also for his service to the city and following in behind his dad's footsteps in some ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Anderson. Councilman College?
Just reciprocate what Dave said also. So, no other comments.
Okay. Councilman Gilat?
I know we've received the list, and I think, of funds, different funds we've received through, like the grants we just talking about and stuff. I think we have a list of those. It's updated. Could we have an updated list of that? Okay, and then what we received for Tidewater, Tidelands, I think is part of that list too.
So dating back until, well, just a year.
1802.
You want the last 4 years, maybe?
Well,
I think he's just wanting the list y'all currently provided us updated with
Yeah.
more current,
Oh,
with the
okay.
added money received.
well, I'd like to see
What project is for too, maybe?
the projects like Martin Bluff on there, how much we spent, what we got left. And I think that was on there last time you provided the list. That's probably the oldest one we got in existence, because that was around in 2006. I
Stone
think.
Age?
Yeah.
That's why I said 02. Thank you, that's it.
Councilman Jackson?
I would like to thank you also as well for your service, and our chief as well, and wish them the best. I just have a couple things. I guess I can get with Clearwater maybe, but the sign, if they're allowed to do this, the sign up in Dealer Forest, the pillar fell, if we can get somebody to just stand it up for the time being, just for now until we get the contractor or whatever to come redo it. And I don't know, it just matter whoever we can get to do it. I'm just saying Clearwater because that's the only person I can think of out of mine. We want to get I want to get started whenever you can, but at least go check it out. The drain off of Woodland. It's off of Wood Lane, but it's the street connected at the end of Wood Lane. You know what I'm talking about? It's in West Park. That drainage is still taking on a lot of water. I'm seeing some sinkholes where it leads to. So I already know what that's going to be in the future. Is if we can go and get started on it as soon as you can. I know y'all got your hands full. So I already done seen all, I've been all over the city with y'all. I know you got your hands full, so as soon as you can, before that will become a big hole like the rest of them do, so we want to try to prevent it from being dangerous to the citizen. And that's pretty much all I have.
Thank you, Councilman Jackson. Councilman George?
I don't have any comments. Thank you, Larry.
Okay, thank you. Well, I do want to thank once again Mr. Martin and all of our police officers and our reserve, our firefighters, and all of our city staff. You're all valuable, and we could not be a city and do what we do without all of you, so we thank you. We also thank our partnership with Clearwater and Waste Pro. They're both got representatives here, which are our service providers, so we thank you. But this past week, we had an issue with some garbage, and I just want to thank, is David, are you still here? I don't see you. But with Waste Pro, they immediately got on top of a complaint and went above and beyond at the last minute on Friday afternoon. So kudos to them for doing that. Also, I would like to request that our city manager draft a letter for our signatures so we can send to Congress Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith and U.S. Representative Stephen Palazzo, for both of them for their support on our projects and us helping us secure the funding that we received notice of this morning. Also, thank Clearwater, I'm assuming, unless MDOT did it. Finally, the street signs are fixed on that were crooked for many months. So we want to thank you for that. Also, if we can provide an update, if we can find an update on the Westgate sign for myself and Councilman Anderson and Councilman College, if we can get together, if y'all can provide us with an update, and we can try to figure out a plan to try to help the citizens there inquiring about that. And so if we can get a status on that.
Mayor, if I may,
Go ahead.
I had a lady contact me, and I contacted several people that's pretty visible in Westgate with social media to kind of come up with an idea on a design, whether it be a wooden or a new brick thing like was there, monument type. And I haven't heard a lot back from them. I thought about maybe asking them one more time to get the majority of them's opinion. If he's not having nothing to ask Scott, let's go through with the brick that he had originally estimated. But I'll do that in the next day or two. And we do need to get together and discuss it some more.
Yeah.
I would think, what would the residents' thoughts be, that the county did the sign to the entrance of Clearwater, to Clearwater to Point Clear, that looks really nice.
The county did that?
In the county.
Oh.
So maybe that's something that we can snap pictures, see if they'd be willing to do that. And like I said, I'd pitch in $500 for it.
I don't think that's sign. Go ahead, Mr. Ankerson.
I was going to mention to council, if it was brought tonight, about the sign. I was going to ask if y'all would talk about that and decide whether or not we could go with that type sign that's at Dolphin for, these brick signs that are being knocked over for cost efficiency one, safety another.
Yeah.
A few different reasons, and they are very nice looking signs for a good price. So,
I'll run that through the neighbors again, and do you have anything, like a photo shot or something I can send them, say an idea like this is what can make it look like, and a lot reduced cost and less dangerous too, and we'll see what they say.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
Thank you.
And that would be great. And the company that did that one, it was, if I recall, it was not that pricey. For the type of sign and the quality.
Comparatively, no, not compared to re-bricking, and we still have to have a sign made to go between the pylons. So, you're talking eliminating that cost and going with the posts and having it all kind of,
And then the bricks we have here at City Hall and the tarp, correct?
We did clean that up, and we do have some brick here that could possibly be salvaged if the more comes off.
Okay. Maybe they could do something like a flower bed or
There's still
something.
a brick flower bed there. It's round,
Right.
probably what,
Yes, sir.
8 foot, 6 foot, 8 foot
They're
diameter.
welcome to that brick.
Well,
Okay.
they can maybe leave that and plant vegetation in it, and maybe put the sign within that boundary, and have short, low growing vegetation around it, maybe something like that.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Okay, thank y'all, that'll be great. Also, I wanted to bring up in my comments, I don't know if everybody is aware, but you might have received the, tonight at your thing about a change order for Bacot Park. So originally, when we bid Bacot Park out, we had added alternates in that bid package. So basically, the one of the things that was not able to be done was the open-air basketball court. It had to be brought out due to the cost. So we all received that. There is an increase to the contract if we add that alternate. So I would like to ask the board to consider us adding that alternate while the contractors are there. It would be a cost saving if we went ahead and did it now instead of later. Also, you know, this would have to come out of the general fund. So adding this alternate. So
Why
I
did we
would,
take it out?
because of the cost of construction and the overall project.
When we bid it, Councilman Anderson, we bid things as alternate. We bid it so long ago, we didn't know at the time, you know, we were trying to stay right within our budget.
Cost went up.
And the cost went up, and the county didn't give us the half of what we had asked for. So we bid only certain alternates. The open-air basketball court was not bid. At the time, we were in the middle of coming off of COVID and, you know, really didn't know financially where we would land ultimately. Well, now, the contractor's already out there, he's finishing up, but it's not too late to get him to do this. So if you just get the open-air basketball court without the benches, without the lighting, it's $165,298. If you had waited, number one, the cost is going to go up, and number two, you'd have to pay somebody to mobilize and demobilize again. So it's really, if you're going to do it, it's the cheapest time to do it.
Well, if we're going to do it right now, it's going to be the highest time to do it. The cost could go down possibly in the near future. We get out of this COVID mess and the supply chain.
Yeah, but Russia's gonna take care of all that.
The supply chain is such a mess right now. Everything costs twice what it cost 2 years ago.
Well, the original.
It may be costing less than half in the next year, you know, if we waited a little while and see what happens.
Well, it's roughly about only from then to now, $25,000 difference when if we wait, it'll be way more because they'll have to restabilize and do.
Well, here's a process. If we don't do it under this current contract, if we decide to go, if prices do go down, then we've got to advertise, we've got to bid, we've got to issue a new contract. They've got mobilization, demobilization, plus costs, and it's going to take a lot longer period. And to be honest, the cost itself, the increased cost will probably be the basketball goal and equipment itself. The concrete's here readily available. It's post-tension. So really, if we're going to do it, now's the time to do it, to get that park finished. We hate to have this grand opening, this fantastic park, then a year
Park's
from
going to
now.
be finished whether we do this or not.
And then we do another, then we got to do we have construction there another year or so. So now's the time to do it and get it done.
So what does that run the entire cost of the park up to?
It was right at 1.9 million, I think, so it'll probably put it just over 2 million, all said and
It just
done.
adds $165,298 to it.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then also, how long did they notify y'all, Austin and them, that it would extend by doing it?
I got the call. Did you get the days?
We don't have the days that it would extend it.
That's what we said.
Okay.
the
I
change
imagine it'd just be the
order,
lead time
whatever
for the
days.
basketball goal in itself, the concrete, and the tendons really readily available for the post-tension slab.
So if we want to do this, I just ask that somebody, you know, do we have a motion to authorize the preparation of a change order for number 5 for $165,298 for the addition of an outdoor basketball court uncovered for Bacot Park, along with additional days, and authorize the city manager to execute the change order and that the funds be taken from the cash balance?
So moved.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Councilman Jackson, a second by Councilman College. Any discussion, starting with Councilman Elbin?
No comment.
Councilman
No
Anderson?
further comment.
Councilman College?
I'm good, thank you.
Councilman Gilat?
I think it's gonna be a good thing to go ahead and put that in there. We got one basketball court out there that's covered, and that park is gonna become real popular real quick when it's finished. So adding another uncovered basketball court will be an added benefit.
Thank you, Councilman Gillette. Councilman Jackson?
Just thanking everybody for their support.
Thank you. Councilman George?
Good job, Jackson.
And I just want to reiterate, I think the staff for trying to make this work, and also the engineers and Teresa, our comptroller, and city clerk for making it work with our city manager. Myself and Councilman Jackson, when we discovered this the other day, it was heavy on our hearts because all of us believed that we were having the open air basketball court. We did not know, due to the cost of construction, it was being removed. So the students and everybody thought they were getting that, and they really want it and utilize it. So I think it'd be great to have this amenity now, cost savings rather than later increased costs. And then also the youth, to keep them off the streets. We need any extra activity to keep them off the streets. So once again, thank all of you for your hard work. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Councilman George? Motion carries. That brings us to our city clerk, city manager comments. Ms. Yancey? None. That brings us to our city clerk, Ms. Teresa Montgomery. You have any? No comments? City attorney, that brings us to Mr. Dennis. You got any comments?
I do, Mayor. I would ask that we go into closed session to determine whether executive is appropriate.
Okay.
All right, I'll make a motion, we go into closed session and determine if we need to go into executive session.
We have a motion by Councilman College, a second by Councilman Glott to go into closed session to see if we need to go into executive session. Thank you all. All in favor? Councilman George? Motion carries. If y'all want to step outside, the attorney will come let you know what our decision is. You can come back in afterwards.